Why did Chris Hogan get fired from Ramsey Solutions? That's right, that's what took place. Roll the intro. The Ramsey team has released Chris Hogan from the Ramsey Solutions program. I'm shocked, just like you. Have you ever been watching Dave Ramsey or Chris Hogan, or just listen to them on YouTube or whatnot? It's kind of like a mind blown. Let me go into the details of what we know so far. But before we do that, before we jump into this, welcome to Passive Income Central. My name is Luke Brooks, and we teach people how to generate multiple streams of income. That way they're able to achieve their financial goals without the hassle of guesswork. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe and bell notification so you can catch every episode that we release on the channel. You can't afford to miss out on what we bring to the table. Normally, we would do this show just to show you tips and tricks and things like that, but I wanted to talk about something that really affected me, that really touched a nerve when it came to, reading Dave Ramsey's books, reading Chris Hogan books, watching them on YouTube, and following them on a podcast. And I had to stop for a second just to talk about it. So let me jump into the whole situation of who is Chris Hogan for the audience that may not know. Chris Hogan was a radio host for a Tennessee-based Ramsey Solutions radio show, which has helped people just like me to crush debt and build a legacy. According to the website's company, that's what they listed as, and that's truly what it is. Imagine as Ramsey being, or Mr. Dave Ramsey being as that tough, no nonsense, I'm going to give it to you straight up, no mixer guy right there. He's going to tell you if you're stupid, you're stupid. And he's not doing it just to make fun of you. He's doing it to try to snap you out of what you're doing. Where you have Chris Hogan takes it as a different approach, kind of like the good guy, bad guy, or good cop, bad cop. He will talk to you. He'll give you examples. He tries to cheer you up because some people are motivated by different things. Some people are motivated by someone getting in their face and you're never going to get out of it if you keep doing stupid stuff like that. That drives people where other people say you just got to keep going. You got to just stay positive and stay focused. You can accomplish everything, And that's what Chris brought as far as that energy. I'm not saying neither one of them were negative or positive, whatnot. I think they're both positive, and I can say that both of them were like the yin and the yang. As far as, Dave had a way to approach people and Chris had a way to approach people, and it really showed on the show. It kept me interested, and it kept a lot of people interested because a lot of folks like me, I'll tell you my story, I wasn't able to get my finances together, and I was contemplating bankruptcy, debt management, all these different type of schemes out here, and I was able to get my stuff paid down on a realistic value. I was told at one point it was going to take me 20 years. Books that Chris Hogan has wrote are Retired Aspired. It's not an age, it's a financial number. Everyday Millionaires. How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth. On March 10th, Chris came out with a short video, and it stated, recently it's come to light that I have done some things personally that are not in line with the Ramsey Solutions. And as a result, I'm no longer a team member at Ramsey. He finished off saying, I'm sorry for the harm that this has caused. And you may be like, okay, like, what are you talking about, Luke? He got fired. What did he do? So let me break it down. Why did Chris suddenly get fired? And this is where the company may be in trouble because there's a federal lawsuit now that's being pursued. Ramsey Solution is a Christian-based company which requires all employees to follow strict moral system. For example, no adultery, no premarital sex, and etc. They really have that. Now, if you listen to the show, you wouldn't think too much of it being like a Christian show. it's not like they're doing something bad, but they're not throwing the Bible at you. They're not quoting every scripture out of the Bible every episode. They're not doing that, and Dave is pretty much just a straight shooter. When he comes across, you can read his books. He talks just like his books are, and it's in your face. So the issue comes with Chris having a moral clause being broken. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, he did this and did that. There's a lot of stuff going back and forth, but the alleged argument is that he cheated on his wife a couple of years ago. Now, you said, wait a minute, Luke, he got fired just the other day. Yes, he got fired the other day. O'Connor is suing Ramsey, saying after 4 years of employment, she was unfairly terminated, becoming pregnant out of wedlock. Additionally, as part of O'Connor's filing, attorneys claim that 8 Ramsey employees were disciplined for having premarital sex. Attorneys for Ramsey did not respond for requests for comments with the local news agency. It was reported that Chris allegedly cheated on his wife, his ex-wife now, back in 2018. She brought it to the attention of the Ramsey team. Instead of being fired or disciplined as the other employees that I mentioned before, Chris was put on a restoration plan for his marriage at the time. Also, at the same time, Chris was about to launch one of his books. I believe that was the book in regards to being able to have everyday millionaires, or everyday millionaires, as people would say. And there was already money already put in for the PR campaign that was already been rolled out, along with tons of marketing that was just being pushed out. So it would have been this crazy to turn around, fire the guy right before you got all this stuff hyped up. At the end, based off the article I was reading about his wife, she tried to talk to Dave, and it goes back and forth. It's kind of like a mudslinging fight. So we don't know what's actual. We're just going off of what one person says versus what another person says. Now, why is this very, very important? Now, it's going to question a lot of things, because you're going to have folks that's going to come out, if they think they can get some money off of Dave, they're going to come out and say, hey, I felt like I couldn't do this because I was with this company, and it's a lot of craziness. And they're going to say, well, you gave Chris a leeway, and this is what happened, because Chris has been divorced since 2019. I didn't know that until reading further into articles. His wife, that were done in 2019. And for a lot of people who follow these guys, I think the concern is like, okay, where does that put Dave at, as far as the one who's supposed to run his company? If you say, hey, it's supposed to be Christian based, if you treat one way, you should treat all the same way. It's going to be questionable, but it's going to be to a point where if you have a lot of people who are following these folks, they don't care what they did as long as they're getting guidance and getting help. And it's not his wife suing. It is basically this lady who got terminated because she got pregnant, and they fired her for wedlock. So it's going back to the days of before the United States of America, I would say those days right there. So to me, people are going to cheat, right? People are human beings. People are going to cheat. And at the end of the day, there's some strict guidelines right there. Not everyone's going to follow those guidelines. And as Chris say, he's sorry for what he did. He didn't flat out say, yeah, I cheated on my wife or anything like that. But, he's trying to cover his end, and Dave is trying to cover their end. But I think it's gone too far right there after that. Because if this all happened back in 2018, maybe they were trying to figure out, okay, we can work something out. Because that whole restoration plan was basically financial or marriage counselor for Chris and his wife, and for them to go through their process and to get regular reports to Dave and his team. You see how things were going. But I think from what I was reading is just that she felt like she was being manipulated, his wife, and they're calling, they're emailing her, telling her she just need to get some distance away from Chris so he can focus on this main project, and y'all can come back to this later. And she felt like she was being pushed to the side. And that's when she had it. She's like, this ain't working, y'all. He ain't really getting the help that he needs to get. We're so-called supposed to be getting married, and at the end of the day, I'm being told, don't worry about it, everything will be okay, and that's not how you fix a marriage. I've never been married before, but I've been around my mom quite some time, and she told me, like, if you're not with the right one, it's no point if you keep going, it's like, you need to cut that person off. You need to know that early on. And they were married for about 21 years. How does that affect you as far as a person who is still trying to get their finances together? I really don't think it affects you at all. Don't let this moment affect you, because at the end of the day, you can still get the content. I was watching Dave Ramsey this morning. You can still get the content that they offer. You can still get those books. You can still get yourself out of debt. And we offer things here as well, too. So don't let that affect you. I really think that Chris is going to get through. I think Chris is a good guy. I think at the end, because people are going to say, well, he cheated on his wife and things like that. People are going to have flaws, okay? People are going to have flaws. If you're so perfect, don't live in a glass house then, because when we find out, we'll throw that rock in there and break your glass house. At the end of the day, I think it might be a PR nightmare, but I think Dave might, and his team, I don't know his team like that, his attorneys or whatever, they're going to get this thing fixed, and he's going to be back on the right track. He might have to address it, maybe on a show or a separate segment or something like how Chris did, but at the end of the day, they're going to keep pushing. I think that lady just trying to get some money, and if them other guys are trying to get money, they probably just do one class action lawsuit right there at the end of the day where everyone gets a little bit of money. But he's probably going to lock it down. He's going to be like, look, it's going to be zero tolerance here. I don't care who you are. It's like you cut off. So at the end of the day, he's not having to deal with this again. So guys, what do you think about the situation? Do you think Dave and his team can recover from this blow? Let us know down below in the comments. And also, guys, check out our free course that helps you get your business started online. You can contact me directly with the links down below. I have the course for the free Facebook group that can actually help you start your business, whether you are just starting now or you're just trying to up your game on your current business. We're here to help. And please, guys, if you like this content, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please go ahead and comment below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification button so you can get every episode that we make here directly to your phone or to your laptop or wherever you're watching this at. Alright, guys. My name is Mr. Luke Brooks. I hope that you enjoy. I'll see you next time. Take care.